Let me try to find the true. Here we are. And there we go. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on out there in the world today. Let's see. Shoot. Come on. Oh my goodness. Hold on, my computer's being a little jerk too. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Mother drunk driving in Nebraska. Kills 4 people, including her own 3 children. She is sentenced for the 2024 deaths of her 3 children and an elderly man. It was reported on Wednesday that Rochelle Bickerstaff, 34 years old, was sentenced by Douglas County District Court Judge Mole Keene to between 140 and 180 years in prison, with her first possible parole being after 70 years, following a plea deal. Bickerstaff was convicted on 4 counts of motor vehicle homicide for her 2024 arrest, and that was in September. I remember this. With the charge of DUI causing serious bodily injury dropped because of the plea deal. In September 2024, Bickerstaff caused a crash near 10th Street and Douglas Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Investigators reported that Bickerstaff, who was intoxicated at the time, reached speeds of 142 miles per hour before running a red light at close to 100 miles per hour. She slammed her vehicle into 70-year-old Michael Sales' car when she ran that red light, killing the man who was on his way home from work. Her own children, 5-year-old, an 18-month-old, and a newborn, were in the vehicle at the time. All 3 children died. Her blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit, registering at .216. After sentencing, Bickerstaff gave a statement expressing her deepest apology, saying sorry will never be enough and wishing she could die in the victim's place. I can say over and over how sorry I am, but that would never change the situation. The hurt and pain I caused, I wish I could take it back. I would trade my life for all the lives lost. Sale's daughter gave a statement about her mother making the call concerning her father's death. I can't imagine what it must have felt like to pick up the phone and call my sister and me to tell us that our hero was gone. I dropped to the floor of my living room screaming. It felt like my soul had left my body. That moment shattered everything. While in jail waiting for her hearing, Bickerstaff got into an altercation with her cellmate. In May, she was charged with assault of a confined person for the altercation. That's terrible. Still haven't found Travis Decker, huh? So the Mormon wife who killed her husband allegedly with the Moscow Mule that was tainted. There's a trial date set for Let me put her picture up here, Corey Rich. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, she's the mom that killed, allegedly, her husband with that tainted Moscow mule. And she's got a trial date set of, hold on one second. What the heck is going on with my computer here? Okay. She has a trial date. Let me just see here. After the trial is due to start February 23rd, 2026, with jury selection starting February 10th. It's expected to last for about 5 weeks. She's been charged for the felony murder for that was 2022? That's flown by. 2022 death of her husband, Eric Richens, who died from a fatal dose of fentanyl when she allegedly spiked his Moscow mule with the drug as part of a plan to kill him for his life insurance. She also faces financial charges, including mortgage and insurance fraud. After 2 years in jail, we are relieved Corey has a trial date. She is ready for the truth to come out and for the false narratives that have been defined that have defined this case to be confronted in a court of law. We are confident that once the facts are heard, it will be clear to all that Corey is innocent, Corey's attorneys Kathy Nestor and Wendy Lewis said. Prosecutors said that Corey Richens mixed 5 times the lethal dose of the synthetic opioid into a cocktail that Eric consumed. She later self-published a children's book titled Are You With Me? About a father depicted with angel wings watching over his young son after his death. Additional charges filed last year accused her of a previous attempt to kill him by spiking a sandwich on Valentine's Day. After one bite, Eric broke into hives and couldn't breathe. He used his son's EpiPen and Benadryl before passing out for several hours. Prosecutors also accused Corey of making secret financial arrangements and purchasing illegal drugs as her husband began to suspect her actions. A few years before his death, Eric took a trip to Greece with her when he became violently ill after his wife served him a drink. He survived that particular incident and told his sister about it. 2 months before his death, Corey Richens allegedly logged into Eric's life insurance policy and changed the beneficiary from his business partner to herself. She also changed the business partner's policy, removing Eric as the beneficiary and changing it to herself. The insurance company reversed the changes after contacting the two men about the switch. Richens, a mother of 3, has maintained her innocence. Okay, let's see who's in here. Debbie, hi, it's just me. Hi, Murder of Crows. Debbie.
Oh my goodness, hold on, my
to Scooter.
Hold your too.
Is this? Yes, it is. Okay, sorry, it was playing over, and sorry about that. Rough and Ready, Debbie D. Just made it. I get your Murder of Crows. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's go on. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Oh my gosh. I can't even, that's just too horrific. Too horrific. This is something that I heard. Let me see this. This hit and run in, this was out in the Hamptons, wasn't it? Let me see. Yeah, Hampton-based New York. Okay, so Sarah Burak, she was a $1 million beach house realtor. Let me put her picture over here. There we go. And she was killed. So in a hit and run, she died in the hospital from her injuries after the accident on June 19th. The driver accused of the hit and run says she thought she hit a traffic cone. Amanda Kempton's lawyer said she thought she had hit a traffic cone and that alcohol is not considered a factor in the case. Amanda Kempton was arrested on Friday, June 20th. She appeared in court for the first time on Saturday, June 21st, when she pled not guilty to the felony charge of leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident involving a fatality. Kempton's lawyer told the court that the woman thought she had hit a traffic cone in the incident and that alcohol is not considered a factor. According to the New York Post, the marine biologist was emotional as the prosecutor, McDonald Drain, requested the judge give her a higher bail since she had allegedly initially fled the scene of the crime and was scheduled to return to Virginia for a wedding on June 21st. The prosecutor also claimed that Kempton, who is 32, allegedly spent time at a tavern prior to the hit-and-run incident. Leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident is a Class D felony in the state of New York. Kempton could face up to 7 years in prison. Okay. She was released from prison on $100,000 bail, which cited officials during her arraignment. Her family, who live on Long Island, put up collateral in lieu of the money. The Suffolk County District Attorney's Office and the Southampton Town Police Department did not immediately put out a comment. Burak, who appeared in the Netflix series $1 Million Beach House, was fatally injured in the alleged hit and run, which occurred on Thursday, June 19th at approximately 2:45 a.m. She was 40 years old. The real estate agent, who was a resident of Southampton, was found unconscious on a Montauk highway near Villa Pole Restaurant. After being found, she was taken to Stony Brook University Hospital, where she died from her injuries. She was a successful luxury real estate broker, a former agent with Nest Seekers International located in the Hamptons in New York City. She previously told Hamptons.com in 2020 that her family has a commercial construction material sales business that she has spent many years of her life working for, and that she has been spending half the year in the Hamptons for the past 11 years. She said it was only natural to turn my love for real estate into a blossoming career. $1 Million Beach House was released on Netflix in 2020. Thanks. R. Kelly was rushed to the hospital after an overdose. Claims prison guards officials gave him a near lethal dose of meds. Really? Let's see here. Come on, R. Kelly. He's claiming he suffered an overdose which required immediate medical attention after taking pills given to him by staff when in solitary confinement. He claims in a third supplement to an emergency motion seeking his release that prison officials gave him a near-lethal dose of medication while he was in solitary confinement. He wants to be granted a temporary furlough and be allowed to serve house arrest due to threats on his life while he is in prison. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Julian said in the court filing that he believes placing Kelly in solitary confinement shows that prison officials are trying to protect the singer. R. Kelly spent 2 days at a North Carolina medical facility over the weekend after he claims he suffered an overdose from medications that were provided by prison employees. Bureau of Prisons officials administered an amount of medication that significantly exceeded a safe dose, and it caused Mr. Kelly to overdose, putting his life in jeopardy. Reads the third supplement to his emergency motion, which is seeking release from prison due to fears for his safety. Kelly takes medication for anxiety and to help him sleep, in addition to other medications. He allegedly showed his medications to prison officials when he was placed in solitary confinement last week, a move his lawyers claim was meant to punish him for filing the emergency motion. Kelly's lawyer also says that the alleged overdose happened almost immediately after he spoke publicly about the singer being kept in solitary confinement. The third supplement also claims that doctors informed Kelly he had blood clots in his legs and lungs that required surgery. But prison officials refused to let him undergo that procedure because it required a weaker recovery. Mr. Kelly's life is in jeopardy now because the Bureau of Prisons denied him necessary surgery to clear the clots from his lungs. He could die from this condition, and they are letting it happen. There is no legitimate explanation for that. Kelly's lawyer, Bo Brindley, said the incident occurred on June 13th when R. Kelly woke up in solitary confinement at the Federal Correctional Institution in Butner, North Carolina. He felt faint. He was dizzy. He started to see black spots in his vision. He struggled to get up on his feet, and being unable to walk, he crawled to the door of the cell and lost consciousness. He had allegedly been in solitary confinement ever since Brindley filed the emergency motion seeking a temporary furlough on June 10th. The emergency motion claimed that officials within the Bureau of Prisons were plotting to kill Kelly and requested the singer be granted a temporary furlough, during which time he would be placed under house arrest. In addition to the motion, the filing included a declaration from an inmate, Michael Glenn Stein, who alleged that he was asked to kill Kelly. Stein alleged in his declaration that prison officials asked him to carry out or help facilitate the killing of Kelly before transferring him from a facility in Arizona to FCI Butner, the same prison where Kelly is now serving his sentence. The two men even ended up in the same wing of the prison, according to Stein, and he eventually told Kelly about the alleged plot. Stein is no stranger to legal actions, having filed well over 100 civil suits and petitions in federal court over the past 2 decades. He was also convinced of threatening to assault and murder a federal magistrate judge and an assistant U.S. attorney back in 2015 for letters he sent from his prison cell. No date has been set for a hearing on that emergency motion, and his lawyer is attempting to get the president to pardon him. Let's see. Last week, his lawyer said he was in talks with the president. Kelly has no known ties to the president, but did live in Trump Tower in Chicago prior to his incarceration. His lawyer says he is not safe in federal custody, and to keep him in prison while he's under threat like that is cruel and unusual punishment. Spokespersons for the Bureau of Prisons declined to comment. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Julian, who says he believes placing Kelly in solitary was an effort by prison officials to protect him. He then said that Kelly is a serial child whose criminal abuse of children dates back to at least President Bill Clinton's first term in office, decades before Kelly was taken into federal custody. He later noted Kelly has never taken responsibility for his years of abusing children, and he probably never will. Crazy. Let's see what else we have. Oh my goodness. This is horrible, yeah. And who is it, Scooter, that said she wants to go in a hot air balloon? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even want to go on an airplane right now at all. Sorry, I don't. Too many things going on. But here we have, hold on a minute. At least 8 people dead after a hot air balloon catches fire mid-air, which forced passengers to jump to escape the blaze. There were 21 people on board the tourist flight. I don't know how there's 21 people on an airplane. When it took a tragic turn on June 21st, it was in Brazil. At least 8 people died after it caught fire midair, forcing passengers to jump out of the basket to avoid the flames. The fire occurred in the skies of Praia Grande, a municipality in the state of Santa Catarina, Brazil, and a popular destination for hot air ballooning. It was on the morning of Saturday, June 21st. At the time of the incident, there were 21 total people on board, 8 of whom have since been confirmed dead. "13 other passengers survived." Let's see. Mello said officials are currently continuing to monitor the situation. Onlookers captured the tragedy in videos taken from several angles and footage that was posted. Smoke could be seen billowing from the hot air balloon while flames enveloped the basket. 2 passengers next appeared to jump or fall from the aircraft, one after the other, and the balloon then deflated rapidly, sending the aircraft, still ablaze, hurtling to the ground. The footage also showed that the basket ended up detaching from the balloon shortly before it touched down. Describing the scene to the local newspaper, a witness said that after the balloon caught fire, people jumped to escape the blaze. Some jumped per the pilot's orders. After the pilot realized that the hot air balloon was on fire, he attempted to descend as quickly as possible, told passengers to jump when they got close to the ground. Some of the passengers managed to jump and survive, while others did not escape the basket fire in time. The pilot said the blaze was caused by a backup torch inside the basket, which generated a spontaneous flame. The pilot told authorities that he is not sure if the spare, which is kept aboard the aircraft in case the main burner fails, ignited on its own, but it did start the fire. The identities of the passengers as well as the status of the survivors' health has not been released publicly. Brazil's president expressed his support in a statement of his own, saying, "I would like to express my solidarity with the families of the victims of the balloon accident that occurred Saturday morning in Santa Catarina." I would like to place the federal government at the disposal of the victims and the state and municipal forces that are working on the rescue and care of the survivors. And apparently, one of the fatalities. So you just never know. You never know. I just. Juliana Prado Pereira, 27 years old, died in that hot air balloon accident. Oh no, this is another one. Oh my goodness. This is another hot air balloon accident. I am so sorry. Possible pregnant woman dies in a hot air balloon crash after several wedding proposals took place on the flight. This was in Sao Paulo. She was pronounced dead. It's believed she might have been pregnant. Several couples got engaged while in the air before the tragedy. A hot air balloon, which several couples had romantic proposals in Sao Paulo, ended in tragedy. This happened June 15th. The other one happened June 21st. An excursion that was carrying 33 passengers. I didn't know so many would be in one balloon. A pilot and their assistant took off from the city of Capela do Alto. However, the hot air balloon came crashing to the ground. It's Brazil too. Unbelievable. So they had 2 hot air balloon crashes. So, let's see. One of the people in the hot air balloon, a 27-year-old college student, Gabrielle Rosa do Nascimento, detailed her experience on the hot air balloon. She told the outlet that she had been nervous about taking off in the aircraft because of windy conditions. However, she was assured that everything would be safe. When she got on board, her partner proposed to her. She said that the other 2 proposals took place on the flight before the tragedy struck. Within 25 minutes of taking flight, she said that everything went wrong. A second balloon that was next to us came down because of the wind. At that moment, the balloon started going too fast. The pilot then tried to make the first landing in an orange grove. During this, 4 people were thrown from the basket and others were injured. The balloon dragged along the ground and hit, and then it took off again. When the balloon touched down again, she said the people jumped to safety. Unfortunately, it was too late for Prado Pereira, who was very hurt. Apparently, her nose was broken, she was bleeding, and her jaw was split open. She was already unconscious, and her coat was torn. She was moaning in pain. Her husband was trying to keep her alive. The pilot, identified as Fabio Salvador Pereira, he had the same last name, was arrested and faces potential charges related to aggravated manslaughter and illegal ballooning. The outlet reported that he had irregular documentation and was only cleared for private flights. The military police of the state of Sao Paulo told the media that 11 other victims received treatment at the scene and were taken to the hospital. Wow. Yeah, stay out of the hot air balloons. Stay out of them. Oh my goodness, what is this? This is a freak accident. Oh my goodness, let's see. A 2-year-old girl reportedly died and 3 other children were injured after coming into contact with an electric fence surrounding a fairground trampoline in Spain this week. Spain, Brazil. The girl was unconscious and bleeding from her nose. She was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The incident occurred during the local festivities in the area, and 3 other children were also injured. An 8-year-old girl and 2 boys, 11 and 12. They were treated at a hospital along with their 29-year-old woman who had an anxiety attack after witnessing the incident. The girl who died received an electric shock after apparently touching the metal fence that protected the trampoline installation. She was reportedly of Moroccan origin and lived with her family in another town. It's terrible. The fairground operator had requested authorization from the city council for the installation of the trampoline. The ride was sealed by police on Monday. Wow. And Courtney Thorne Smith, you remember her from Melrose Place? She's filed for divorce from her husband after 18 years of marriage. Oh, so let's see what we've got here. Courtney Thorne Smith, 57. She was older than that. What years was Melrose Place on? She'd been married for 18 years to her husband, Roger Fishman. They share a 17-year-old son, and she's filed for joint custody. She filed for divorce. She cited irreconcilable differences. See. She additionally requested that the court terminate the option of spousal support for both herself and Fishman. They were married on New Year's Day in 2007. They have been separated since September 2021. This was Thorne Smith's second marriage. She was briefly married to a geneticist, Andrew Conrad. The pair had no children together. The actress dated her Melrose co-star Andrew Shue when filming the popular 90s melodrama. During the August 5th, 2024 episode of Still the Place podcast, Thorne Smith recalled that while their split was shockingly not weird, she and Shue did implement some on-set ground rules post-breakup, notably a no tongue kissing rule for their characters. Okay. And then somebody left a comment. These people that are throwing away all these years together, I guess I just don't understand it. They work so hard at getting together and then they just throw in the towel after so many years. Surely there has to be something left after all those years together. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let me see. Let me see. What we've got here. You remember Melrose Place, Murder of Crows? Hi, Victoria. How are you? So many people you know are going abroad. You're praying for safe travels for everyone. You used to watch Melrose Place. What years was that on? What years? Does anybody remember the years? My sister used to watch that a lot. I'm trying to remember the years it was on. Did that go on after Beverly Hills 90210? Hi 61. How are you? Hello, Puddin'. What happened to High 61? Flight 800, the whole nose fell off, killing the pilot and the flight engineer. Oh. Flying is no longer safe either. I don't think flying is safe right now, High 61. I really don't think it is. I mean, I let my kids fly to South Carolina, but I'm not comfortable with flying right now. I'm not. And I really don't want anybody flying that I care about. There's too many things happening. There's just too many things happening. Oh yeah, I know High 61, but look at all the things that have happened in the recent months. It's just been unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know if it's you've got a combination. I think there's combinations of so many things, but I think I'm gonna say what I think. It was in the 90s, Murder of Crows. Okay, I don't know why I'm thinking it was like way before that, but I'm thinking of Knots Landing probably too, and Knots Landing because my sister used to watch that too. I think I watched Melrose a little bit, but I really couldn't get into it too much. I don't know either. It's scary too. There's a lot of accidents. There's really is a lot of crashes, a lot of malfunctions, a lot of just crazy stuff happening. Air traffic controllers that aren't, I don't know. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's just too much lately. So, let's see what else. Okay. Trying to see where I was. Used to watch Knots Landing in the 80s, yeah. My sister was a big Knots Landing person. Okay. Alright, let's see what else we got. What is this about? Warning that an over-the-counter common drug, can cause cancer, can fuel cancer in warmer weather. What is this about? UK pharmacists have sounded the alarm over common drugs taken by millions that could increase the risk of deadly skin cancer. Certain medications, including painkillers, antibiotics, antidepressants, statins, and hormone replacement therapy, can make the skin susceptible to damaging ultraviolet rays. Britain is set to have a heat wave, let's see, next week it says here, but many Britons taking some of the more commonly prescribed medications should avoid the sunshine. This is because these drugs can trigger an immune response that makes skin more sensitive to sunlight, known as phototoxicity, increasing the risk of burning and therefore skin cancer. Research shows it takes a scarily low number of sunburns, only 5, to double the risk of developing skin cancer, a condition that kills more than 2,000 people in the UK every year. Melanoma is the most dangerous type, accounting for 4 out of 5 deaths from the disease. Let's see. Around 90% of melanoma cases around 17,100 each year, are caused by cellular damage from UV and UVB rays from the sun and tanning beds. Yet only 30% of people take their sunscreen with them to reapply throughout the day. One of the most likely culprits is one of the most widely used painkillers, ibuprofen. Look at that, ibuprofen, guys. It's going to make you more susceptible to sunburn, which then, okay. Ibuprofen is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. It's used to treat everything from headaches to period pain, but taking this in hot weather can put users at risk of burning. Ibuprofen and other NSAIDs can lead to phototoxic reactions. Okay, so certain antibiotics can also absorb UV light and irritate the skin within hours of being in the sun. Let's see what it says, yeah. So these drugs can also trigger excessive sweating, in some cases dry mouth, that can be exacerbated during hot weather, including the risk of dehydration and heat stroke. Let's see. SSRIs, okay, just about everything. Statins, yeah, just don't take anything if you're going out in the sun, I guess. Put on a lot of sunscreen. What do you do if you get a headache or something at the beach? I don't know. Rare June winter weather warning issued in 2 states. They better not be my state. I'll tell you that much. Winter weather warning. Get out of here. Where? Parts of Idaho and Montana, with more than 10 inches of snow. Oh my gosh, it really sounds like the Cassadines are playing with our weather, please. That would just throw me right over the freaking edge. Just so, I'm just so glad that we see some that's like the one that's in now. Oh my gosh, a mega yacht hit the pier, injuring 35 on the Hudson River cruise. What? Oh my goodness. A party boat slammed into a pier and 35 people were taken to the hospital. What the heck is going on? This, I'm telling you, this is crazy. Is this not? And then, of course, you guys know about the strikes in Iran, right? U.S. struck 3 nuclear facilities there. Let's see. So that happened. Let's see what else we've got. Michaels acquires Joanne's IP, it says. Let's see. 6 dead, 2 missing after a boat capsizes on what lake? Lake Tahoe during a storm, the Coast Guard said. Wow. Boats, planes. A bowling coach killed a 17-year-old student in a shocking murder-suicide. Get out of here. This is like so nuts. What's going on? Thousands of Americans told to take cover. What is this? Now over tornadoes threat. Let's see where that is. Tornado warnings blared across central and eastern North Dakota on Friday night as Serious or dangerous storms prompted the National Weather Service to urge thousands of residents to take cover now. North Dakota. Oh, what is this? Police sound the alarm on a dangerous jugging, robbery, sweeping across the country. Let's see what jugging is. The crime is known as jugging. It's a type of robbery in which criminals surveil banks and ATMs, watching for victims who withdraw large sums of money. When those victims finish their transactions, the juggers will usually follow them to a secondary location where they will rob the victims, often inside their cars. Didn't that always happen? Didn't that's why they always told you be careful if you're using one of those? Jugging rhymes with mugging. It spread from Texas to South Carolina. Some police there weren't even sure what the word meant until crime started happening in their own districts. In the footage, captured on April 26, a man can be seen struggling inside the front passenger area of a red truck before jumping out of his vehicle and into a silver SUV. The SUV then speeds off, and it's captured from different surveillance angles. Okay. They are scoping. They will watch you as you're either coming in and going out of the bank, or watch you do your ATM withdrawals, seeing how much you're getting out cash-wise. There's a wave of jugging arrests in Texas before the practice began spreading to North and South Carolina. In one place in South Carolina, a landscaping business owner went to the bank unaware that he was being observed, took out his weekly payroll, stopped at a gas station for a soda, and two juggers, they usually work in teams, pulled up alongside his Chevy, broke through the window, and made off with his entire payroll that was $6,000. Harrigan also reported that the Texas legislature is working to make jugging a specific felony with harsher penalties than simple robbery. Urgent recall issued for chocolate sold nationwide with an ingredient that could kill. It has something that people who have a milk allergy may be at risk of a severe reaction if they eat the product. What is it? That the recall was initiated after Lipari Foods was notified by Weaver Nut Company that their product may contain milk, but was distributed in packaging that did not reveal its possible presence. Okay. Boy. Boy, oh boy. Honda recalls over 259,000 vehicles over brake pedal defect. Great. Sharks attack popular vacation spots. Wonderful. Just as beach season takes off. Great. A Wisconsin couple accused of an elaborate poison plot. Good. That's sarcastic, you know that, right? JetBlue axes 6 routes and closes a station. Okay. See what this Wisconsin couple was doing, okay? Elaborate murder plot here, huh? They were allegedly plotting to poison 2 women with deadly substances, including cyanide and hydrogen, what was that? Sulfide. Really? What was that about? Who are these women? This is elaborate plot to kill 2 women. The suspect previous dated them. Oh my gosh! I'm telling you, some people are just going crazy, crazy. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, let's do word cookies. I think. Oh my gosh, I am. Let me see where I am. I am over here. Tankers of beer. I'm not a drinker, but give me a jug of sangria. What happened? I'm doing some jugging at the local pub. I don't know what that. What is the? I mean, why is that jugging? I don't. Does anybody even understand that term? When I first heard it, I thought maybe they were jogging by, and so it was like mugging and jogging. What the freak is that about? Morphew was in court. Yeah, I just was going to go on to that. Let me do that. Let's do Morphew in court. Ow, I'm so... Morphew in court. Morphew in court. You guys know that Barry Morphew was arrested, right? Again, he was indicted by the grand jury. So let's see what happened when he went to court. Okay. All right. We read the grand jury indictment yesterday. And now let's see what happened when the guy went to court. Okay. Do word cookies in a minute. We're going to do this first. Okay. So let's put... Okay, so we went through the indictment yesterday. They have a lot of on him. They have this tranquilizer that he allegedly shot her with that was found in her bones, and it was found in her femur, but there was also a metabolite. So it meant that she was metabolizing it, and it meant that it was found, it wasn't something post-mortem, it was something that was done to her when she was still alive. And then so they looked up this tranquilizer, okay, because it's something that you have to have a prescription to get. And he had a deer farm in Indiana, so he had ordered this tranquilizer. The last time he had ordered it, it was in 2018. So they then did, because it's registered and they know who got it, they looked if anyone around their home in Colorado had that. And no, even like the national parks and stuff, they would get it, but it wasn't around them or like anywhere. So he was the one that was tied to that BAM. It was called BAM. And then of course they found the cap in the dryer, and that included his shorts that he was wearing that day that she disappeared. So they look like they've got a pretty good case on this whole thing. So yeah, a long time coming, but let's see what happened in court today. Let's see. What happened to you in court today, Barry? Barry. Okay. The new indictment draws on forensic evidence from Suzanne's remains, like I told you, location data and the prescription records. And no one apart from Barry Morphew, hold on a minute, stupid thing, get away, purchased that BAM in the relevant region of Colorado for years leading up to Suzanne's disappearance. Investigators found a tranquilizer dart gun, and they found associated paraphernalia at the Morphew's home. Barry is expected to be extradited from Arizona to Colorado to face trial. So, hang on one second. I'm trying to get to... It's driving me crazy. This thing right here. Okay. He was taken into custody on Friday, 2 days after the Colorado grand jury returned the indictment, charging him with first-degree murder. Barry was, when, let's see. Hold on a minute. He was arrested in Arizona. He's expected to be extradited to Colorado to stand trial. I don't see much about what happened today, Scooter. I don't think until he gets extradited to Colorado, but let's see here. It's all about the grand jury indictment that we went over yesterday. His bond was set at $3 million. Let's see. Indicted by the grand jury. I don't know. I don't know what you see, Scooter. You see things that I'm not seeing. I'm seeing it's everything we talked about yesterday, last night. The grand jury in Colorado returned an indictment. He was arrested on Friday, June 20th. He's expected to be extradited to Colorado. I don't know. Let me see what she's saying. I don't see what happened today. Fill us in if you have. I don't see anything else other than what we already talked about. What do you got? What she got? What Scooter got? Are you sure that's not from yesterday, Scooter? Let me see. DA sent to prosecute Barry Morphew for a second time.
If you're a homeowner in New York and you're still paying,
I see him with the dark shirt, but it says he was arrested in his wife's murder again. On Friday, Suzanne Morphew's husband Barry was charged with murder for the second time. A grand jury indicted Barry Morphew, who is facing charges of first-degree murder. He was taken into custody in Arizona. I think you're seeing an old video. This is from yesterday. It might have just, you might have seen it posted, but it's from yesterday. I'm looking right now. They're showing the press conference. I know what you're seeing. You're seeing this picture. That's when the grand jury indicted him, Scooter. You're seeing this picture. I'll put it up here. And he looks bizarre over there. He looks stressed. Got bags under his eyes. He's got huge bags under his eyes. Yeah, but that's from yesterday. According to the indictment, that's what we read yesterday. He's expected to be extradited to Colorado. The grand jury returned the indictment against Morphew on Wednesday. He was taken into custody in Arizona and will be extradited to the San Luis Valley to face charges, according to the 12th Judicial District Attorney's Office. Yeah, I think you're seeing that it's probably a delayed reaction of what happened yesterday, Scooter. I can see chat. It's a delayed reaction. Okay, I've packed my bags. You're ready to go. Where are you going? He looks like that. Well, how did he get those bags so fast? He had an idea. He was up for 2 days. He knew about the Wednesday thing. He walks up to a microphone. I know that, Scooter, but that's from yesterday. That's what I'm saying. It's from when he was indicted. And they're just showing it now. Got it? You're just seeing it now, but it was yesterday. You still don't believe me. She's very hard-headed. Extremely, extremely hard-headed. I see him right here on East Idaho. He's wearing the shirt. He appears there for the first time. They released the video 8 hours ago, but let me go over here. Come over here. Okay. Scooter, I am right here. He appears in Arizona court for the first time, and he waives his right to extradition. His cash bond was set at $3 million. He'll be transferred back to Colorado on charges of homicide in relation to the death of his wife. Let's say they said, can I get your name and date of birth? And it does look like you're here today on a warrant from the state of Colorado, and they have indicated that they want to extradite you back to the state of Colorado. Did you get an opportunity to review that laminated card that was given to you today? Yes, okay, so you have a choice to make here today. You have two options, and we're going to go over what your options are. So let's discuss what you're here for. Then again, there is a warrant from the state of Colorado. They've indicted you. They do want to extradite you back to the state of Colorado related to an offense charge of homicide. In this case, you have the option of stating, I am ready to be returned to the state of Colorado. If you were to choose to do that, you would be waiving your rights to any hearings here in Maricopa County. You say, I'm ready for Colorado to come pick me up. If you choose to do that, you would be here in the Maricopa County jails, non-bondable for up to 30 days, giving Colorado 30 days to come pick you up. That 30 days would start tomorrow, so long as you do not have any pending charges here in the state of Arizona. In the alternative, I could set a hearing here in Maricopa on June 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon. In this case, you would be stating that you want to have an extradition back to Colorado. You're demanding that both governors, the governor of Arizona and the governor of Colorado, sign a warrant requiring you to be extradited back to Colorado. Before you do that, the process takes about 60 to 90 days. That hearing I would set here in Arizona is civil nature, meaning you would not be entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you could hire an attorney at your own expense if you would like for that hearing. If you were to choose that option, you are eligible for bond in this case. You have a cash bond of $3 million. If you posted that bond, you'd have written conditions of release you need to comply with. You would also need to ensure that you attend the hearing on June 30th. If you fail to attend that hearing, you would now have a warrant at Maricopa County. Your Colorado warrant would still be valid, and you would forfeit the bond that was posted. Based on that information, do you know what your option you would like to do here today? He says, sir, I'd like to waive. You'd like to waive your rights here today and go ahead and say you're ready for Colorado to pick you up? Okay. Since we're waiving some important rights, I'm just going to go ahead and ask you some important questions. The judge says, before we do that, and then we'll get some of your signatures. Okay. I just want to confirm that you did read the waiver of your extradition. Let's see here. just get this here. Hold on a minute. Just. Okay, of your extradition, where are we? And you do understand that you have the right to an extradition hearing. That would be the hearing on June 30th. And you do understand you have the right to hire a lawyer, blah, 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 blah. So they went through his rights. And that was it. That was it. It was, that's it. Now we have to wait for him to get back into June 30th. And so that's it. It's going to be a long time before a trial, Scooter. You know that, right? That Corey Richards is already scheduled for like the 2026. That's crazy. How long this stuff takes, and his will be a while, I think. Oh, Scooter's still going on about this guy? Come on, Scooter, stop it. I'm not fussed about George Clooney. Okay. Let's play the daily puzzle today. I tried aced, it didn't work. Queued probably will. Yeah. And what else did you guys say? I tried dude, that didn't work. So it's got to be a Q or I C or a D. Oh, I tried that mirror cross. I mean, how many was? I did. Can't be that. It's gotta be. Dodd. Dace, I thought I tried that. Oh, it is Dace. I thought I tried that. Hi. I really thought I did. I really, really thought I did. Right. Okay. Okay, can we get this one? Echo. Nope. ROCH. Nope. We already have RTH and I already have H. Okay, you heard there's no D. Hero. Holding out for a hero. That's it. Thank you. What's up? Where are you all going tonight? Where are they going? Where's everybody going tonight? Are they all saying they're going somewhere? Where are they going? Where's everybody going? Oh, eldest, yeah, that's gotta be very good there. Oh, and else. Yep. Champ. All right, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight right now. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm gonna make another plea to you guys. I have a lot going on. I have a trial coming up on July 7th, and we do have a legal fund, but there, like that's a tremendous help no matter what it is. Any amount is so helpful, but it's also really helpful because if you get a membership with the channel, that helps me immensely. If you have a membership, if you think and you can increase it to the next level, that helps immensely. If you make a one-time donation to PayPal or something, anything like that can really help, and I really do appreciate it. And it's a huge stressor on our family. It's a huge stressor on me. Just the financial aspect. I'm ready to go to court. I'm ready for the truth to be heard, and not, I'm ready for that. It's just the financial implications, and what the hardship that it's put on our family and the strain it's put on our family. And my son's graduating high school, and it should be like, but it's just like, it's ridiculous. Number one, it's my content, and I did exactly what I'm supposed to do, exactly to the letter. And I am ready to go tell my story, to let the jury hear this. But again, it's taken away days that I can't make videos, that I'm going to be on the road, I'm going to be tied up with jury selection and all of that, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So anything you can do to help, I really do appreciate it. So that's all I can say. And I hate that it has to be, because I'm not one that ever asks for help. But yeah, prayers, we take prayers. But if you can help in any way, I do appreciate it, because it is putting a big financial burden and strain. Yeah, I understand, Pudding. Yeah, I will keep. I will. I will. All right, thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Love you, God bless, and prayers. Let's see how I get out of here. I gotta find this. Let's go over here.